Have you ever doubted yourself or felt like you weren't good enough? This story can help you overcome that. It's called
Uniquely Mighty.
A Story About Overcoming Self-Doubt Through Confidence.
Chapter 1. Playground Ponderings. On a bright and sunny day in Harmony Heights, Blake Solo gathered his young superheroes in training for a special lesson at the city's playground. As they played and laughed, Blake watched them closely, knowing that within each of them lay untapped potential. Suddenly, one of his trainees, Maya, sighed as she looked around at her friends. "Oh, I wish I could run as fast as Sammy," she muttered, watching Sammy dash across the playground with lightning speed. Blake approached Maya with a gentle smile. "Maya, have you ever stopped to think about what makes you special?" he asked. Maya shook her head. She frowned in confusion. "Imagine," Blake began. "Imagine if every fingerprint in the world was the same. If there were no unique patterns, no individual marks, wouldn't that be strange?" Maya's eyes widened in realization. "But fingerprints are unique," she exclaimed, "just like people." "Exactly," Blake replied, his voice full of warmth. "You are like a fingerprint, Maya. There is no one else in the entire universe who is exactly like you. And that makes you special and valuable just as you are." Chapter 2. Hallway Reflections. Later that day, as the trainees walked through the bustling hallways of their school, they couldn't help but notice the whispers and giggles of their classmates. For some, the stares and comments stung like a sharp slap. "I wish I was smart as Sarah," one of the trainees, Jamal, murmured sadly, glancing at Sarah, who was surrounded by admiring classmates. Blake overheard Jamal's words and gently placed a hand on his shoulder. "Jamal," he said softly, "do you think a flower blooms to become a flower? Or does it bloom because it is a flower?" Jamal pondered Blake's question for a moment before a smile spread across his face. "It blooms because it is a flower," he exclaimed. Blake nodded, his eyes shining with pride. Just like you, Jamal," he said. "You don't need to be like anyone else to be valuable. You are valuable simply because you are you." Chapter 3. Bedtime Reflections. As the day drew to a close, the trainees returned home, their minds still buzzing with the lessons they had learned. As they prepared for bed, they each took a moment to reflect on their uniqueness and worth. "I am like a fingerprint," Maya whispered to herself, tracing her fingertips over her palm. "I am unique and valuable just as I am." Jamal smiled as he looked at himself in the mirror. "I don't need to be like anyone else to be important," he said confidently. "I am valuable simply because I am me." And as they drifted off to sleep, Blake's words echoed in their minds, filling them with a sense of empowerment, and self-assurance. For in the city of Harmony Heights, Blake Solo and his young superheroes in training knew that their true value and worth came not from what others thought, said, or did, but from the simple fact that they were unique and irreplaceable individuals. And that, they knew, was where their true value lay.
Drop them down, drop them down.